there's been a ton of talk in Washington about recent legislation that the talk has been around negotiating drug costs. How will that impact you and your Medicare consumers? Good morning, insurance agents of the senior market. Welcome back to Near and Far. It is Wednesday, December 1st. Wow, it's December. Well, as the calendar turns from November to December, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you're getting immediate access to all this content that we're putting out. Subscribe area down below here. Additionally, if there's anything in this video you'd like more information on, you can always email us at nf_studios@neishloss.com. So there's been a ton of talk in Washington about recent legislation that the talk has been around negotiating drug costs. So I'm sure all of you have heard that have kind of been watching the news and following things. The question is, what does that mean? And more specifically, how will that impact you and your Medicare consumers? So let's talk about some potential impacts to your Medicare clients if this legislation goes and passes and becomes law that's currently in the works. So the House, not the Senate, but the House has passed legislation that would reduce the cost, among other things, of the cost of Part B, B as in boy, medications by close to 40%. That's right, not 4%, by 40%. And the biggest impact that we would see would be to oncology and rheumatology drugs in terms of the percentage reduction in their cost to the consumer and to Medicare. So there's a lot of ripple effects to this type of move. And let's kind of talk through what exactly those effects could be to you and your clients. So first, I think one of the first things is that this could result in doctors' offices referring clients to hospitals to get these drug therapies as opposed to them administering them in the office. Well, why would that be? Well, the doctor may not want to administer these therapies and do them at 60% of what they were getting before, because again, 40% reduction in cost. Now all of a sudden they're working on a much lower amount for those potential drug therapies. Additionally, I think we could see this impact commercial contracts. So we're talking about commercial contracts, ACA business, under 65 health, okay? Because many of them have their fee schedule, the amount of money that is paid to the doctor's offices, that's tied to the Medicare reimbursement rate. So it may be that, what the providers on these group carriers are making is a percentage over and above the Medicare reimbursement rate. Well, if that Medicare reimbursement rate drops by 40%, what happens to the doctors on the under 65 contracts? That reimbursement rate would come down too. Now, it's important to keep in mind that this would impact the 10 most prescribed drugs as part of Medicare Part B, as well as all insulin products. So pretty far reaching, not the whole universe of drugs, but again, a subset still very significant to Medicare and the Medicare consumers. Another potential impact that this could cause providers to prescribe different medications that aren't impacted by the drug cost regulation. Well, why would that be? Well, if you're Dr. Bob and there's a particular, condition that you're treating Gladys for, Dr. Bob may decide to say, well, instead of continuing on with this particular medication at 60% of the cost, I'm going to say, hey, Gladys, why don't you move to this other medication over here where the doctor can make 100% of the cost? So that's something that we can see is kind of a flip-flop, switching around medications. And again, this could result, consumers could be pushed into switching meds at the behest of their doctor because the doctor doesn't want to eat that 40% reduction in cost. So number of different factors here. Again, this is not law at this point. House passed the resolution looking pretty favorable to go forward into law. So we just got to keep an eye on this and the potential impact. So we will be back with you on Friday, December 3rd, bright and early at 7 a.m. I'm Bill, and this has been Near and Far. We'll see you on Friday.